Hello, my name is NOLRAJ Rajaretnam, and today I will show you about my project that is titled Decentralized Chat App. It's an instant messaging platform for all. So my name is NOLRAJ Rajaretnam, and I'm currently pursuing my degree in computer science. So let's go forward. So this will be our content for our presentation today. So first one will be our introduction. Second will be our literature in review. Third will be our research method. Another one will be analysis and system design. Okay, so this is our abstract. So my project is a web application that allow users to communicate using peer-to-peer technology with nodes. So the aim of the project is to provide a decentralized platform for users to send and receive message through a reliable network. The aim of the project is to provide a decentralized platform to send messages, and the benefits are to not allow a corporation to hold user data and manipulate it to use for like promotional material and stuff, and for organizational gains. So it's a very anonymous kind of platform. So the development of this project will be using Scrum software development method, which allows me to constantly have update between my manager, my supervisor, Mr. Encik Muhammad Hashim, so that he can see the progress and whether my progress is fulfilling all the requirements that is needed to complete this project. So what is Chat Zone? So Chat Zone is an instant messaging platform that allow multiple users to message their friends. So Chat Zone is designed as a decentralized system that utilize P2P architecture system designs. So it doesn't with the P2P architecture design, it does not have any server to keep any data of the user that is using the platform. So this will be our problem statement. So the first problem statement is decentralized communication between members of a large social group. So decentralized communication mean that there are many like groups of social groups that have many types of groups in a certain organization to like communicate between each other. But with this platform, I made a super node that will allow all users with that specific topic like gaming to just communicate and to share their thoughts on the subject and communicate and send message to each other. So the another problem statement is current application are not optimized enough. What I mean by not optimized is that the messages are not properly managed or what is filtered using what is a cloud system that allows you to like manage all those logs from those nodes. So without that, it will be so lagging and unreliable network that the system will going to be used. So next one will be a lack of security features. So my platform here is like using C and XJS to use for its security features. So for a normal system, chat system, they will just use a normal uh, username and just password and a normal encryption like uh, ASCII or hash function to like encrypt their user information with a client server interface. Okay, so next one is And the objective. So the objective of my project is to establish a reliable group messaging platform that supports multiple users in the same time. The second one will be to develop a secure platform. Third one is to develop a user-friendly environment with more engaging features. Next, we proceed to the scope. So for the user scope, the users are able to log in and register and to utilize the messaging features like easily. The second one is will be able to send and receive message in the same channel from other users. The third one is allow multiple users for multiple channel for the application depending on the topic that the user wish to discuss. And the next one will be the system scope. So system only have two scope, is to authenticate user with registration and login. And another one is for allow the users to have a feedback loop. So by feedback loop is like to monitor the network reliability, not in the sense of in a feedback with like using their data and having a feedback from there. Okay. So here is the hardware and software requirement needed for this project to be successful. The first one will be the hardware requirements, and I'm using a laptop with a processor of iCore 5 7th Gen chipset and a 8 GB RAM to properly like support it. And for the software requirements, I'll be using my main source is GitHub as a centralized repository for me to push all my changes in my project and for the testing and for the production stage. And for my VS Code is I'm using it as a compiler. And for the front end, I'll be using Node.js and Svelte for the front end development because it's more easier language and it's easy to like implement in the system. And for my authentication system, I'll be using XJS with a company with C. And for my backend development, I'm going to use Gun.js. And as my deployment site, I'll be using Vercel because it has a free node management that allows me to like host my my project in a production phase easy without any payment, and it's actually quite reliable. And next is the significance of chat zone. So for the significance is the first one will be it's a very highly scalable in a sense it can start as a social instant messaging platform, but it can be used for many purposes like business and corporation with minor tweaks and customization. And the next one will be engaging messaging features, which allow users to have a certain degree of expression, right? And here are the chat zone constraints. The first one is users are unable to have an alternative password or username require recover me method. So once you forget and it's done, you need to make a new one. And another one is users for now can send GIFs or any image or documents within the pre-existing system due to the fact that I'm using a free version of the deployment site, and without a better specification that is required in a premium package, it will be considerably slow have if I put this kind of features now. So that in terms of scalability, it can be implemented in the future. So here will be the project cost, and it's already been agreed for the project cost and nothing else. And here will be the literature review. And so with the literature review, I use multiple systems and to understand the history and the challenges that they encounter while making their own project and their own system. And I use their results and their data to further enhance my own development. And here is the comparison that I use. So the comparison I use is between Yahoo Messenger and Skype. And here are the comparison, quite clear. And here will be the host number, the message archives, and chat room, offline messaging, conferencing chat, these kind of features. And here are the clients versus P2P servers as a comparison between these two types of network architecture. And for the first one is client server. So client server is if the server fails, is unable to operate at all. And next one will be the centralized security station is managed by a system admin. And it's a much easier software installation. And the server is quite expensive due to the high processing power, and it needs to be managed by a personnel too. And for next one is the peer-to-peer architecture. And so the peer-to-peer architecture use the same computer for each order of the work file. So the security also is more safe. Actually, the security for the conventional P2P server is actually quite less, but thanks to few implementation in my platform, I actually stop neglect all those vulnerability. And for the next one is the software must be installed separately from use from to another machine. And this also I nullify this downfall, and by introducing my P2P uh, platform into a web-based system that doesn't require it to be installed, just need to be accessed to a browser, right? And last one will be is cheaper compared to the client server architecture. And here are the advantages of using P2P. Use less computer hardware, easy to administer, no NOS required. NOS means no operating system. So built-in redundancy, more built-in redundancy, and easy setup and low cost. So the disadvantages is less secure, no central point of storage. So other users unable to load certain assets like images or something like that, because there's no data server to pull it from, and it's hard to maintain version control. But actually I use GitHub as my version control, so I also nullified that disadvantage. So this is the analysis. So the analysis I use is like a questionnaire that tends to know the user's tendency and habits on the application of a chat application. So moving forward is like the results that I get. So this one is the result of how many hours you spend for social media, and the answer will be like more than 5 hours, significantly very high. Which social media you go through, and is Instagram. What do you use for social media? All the above. How many social platform are you on, and a lot of people says like more than 5. And what kind of like content they share, mostly pictures. And yeah, so based on those results, I make a fairly good platform to utilize these results that I compile. And for my project, I'm using the software development method that is Scrum. So the Scrum method is useful for a sprint burst of development process that allows like incremental working by design, development, test, and incremental work by deployment. And this phase goes through a 2 to 4 week cycle that allows more update and requirement testing for the development part. Here's the architecture design, and here's the use case. Here's the activity diagram. Here's the class diagram. Here's the sequence diagram. Here's the login sequence. Here is the message sequence. Here's the logout sequence. And here's the ERE diagram. And for the final one, here is the login page. Here is the landing page for the client. Here will be the chat form, and that'll be all for the UA screenshot. And here will be the functional user requirement checklist. And the functional one will be like user registration, login, logout, and send message. And all of these requirements are in a high priority. So these features must be present upon deployment. And here will be the non-functional user requirement, and here will be like the feedback, portability, supportability, and the privacy. And this varies between medium, high, and low priority. Okay, so for the summary, is ChatZone is a easy to use instant messaging platform that has a strong security features, and it allows multiple users to connect to multiple channels to allow them to have anonymity and engagement to the platform that is safe and anonymous and easy to use. So, okay, that will be end of the presentation. And for next part, I'll be showing my actual system. So this is the main landing page, and for a client, they will have to choose between this predefined channel that I created, but in the future can be customized towards the client. Okay, so for the example, I'm going to choose the chilling chat zone. So here's the login page, and first I'm going to do a registration. So my name is Ron, and my password will be as such. Needs to be more than 8, and sign up. Okay, so this will be the page, and Ron will be able to text anyone within the super chat group, and just simply just say hello. Yeah, hello. And we should be able to see, yeah, here. So the reliability of this platform to send message is highly depends on the network you're on. For now, I'm using my Unicell Wi-Fi, and it's kind of slow, so it requires me to constantly refresh. But in a normal situation, this shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, in a normal situation, it shouldn't be a problem, and it's reliable, and you should get all the messages you want. But for now, the network is not good, and yeah, but it sends through as here. Okay, so for different users, you will have different channel. One is gaming, one is crypto, and one chilling. And each of them have a different kind of background to suit their mood, their feel and their mood. Okay, so that will be my project demonstration. So thank you. And there will be the end of my presentation. So thank you for listening, and that'll be all. Thank you.